One. Yo, everyone, you're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this episode is Sequestered Jester
Hey, everybody.
and Kuya.
Happy Sunday, guys.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last recorded on a Sunday. Unfortunately, Pinhead could not join us. He has a family emergency, though we do wish him well. So he will hopefully be joining us at the next episode. We did see him last night. We did get to watch Mortal Kombat on the big screen. We did a private watch party at, this is not an ad yet, Cinemark. This is like what so we did
Third, I think. Third or fourth.
I think it's our fourth. We did Tenet, we did Empire, we did Wonder Woman 1984 earlier this year, and then Mortal Kombat.
This is 4, yep.
Yep, this is number 4. So I think this is the one where we had the most people so far. We had 15 people.
15.
Yeah,
Nice.
15. The max is 20. And if you go over 20, you can do like 25 people and more. Then it's like a premium watch party. They charge you more, of course.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. And I'm like, that's all right. We're good with a private watch party. So you can get up to 20 people. And it was fun because we had some coworkers, we had some friends, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a fan go with us as well.
Yes, Jesse, one of our favorite listeners joined us. We got to meet him. He was wearing a cool Mortal Kombat shirt, like with the OG graphics from the original game.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's exactly like my background, Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool of Jesse to join us. And then some of our coworkers, Dan, and of course, Grace. And we also had Nick and his girlfriend.
Did Grace's friend show up too?
Grace's friend did show up.
Okay.
And then we also had Russell. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's good.
Yeah, I did miss because I was waiting for some other friends, of course. Filipino time, you know.
Jesus.
I had to wait to get the ticket, but then I was like, you know what? I waited like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go in because I don't want to miss the trailers. So I had one more ticket left to give, and then I just told the lady at the box office, hey, I've got a friend who's coming. I'm gonna give him his. Can you just give him his ticket? And then she was like, no, you can keep his ticket. Just give me his name and I'll let him in, you know? And I was like, okay, fine. So, but unfortunately, when we walked in, we just missed the trailers. I wanted to see the Suicide Squad trailer on the big screen. And of course, more importantly, Pinhead's reaction to John Cena. Yeah. But I'm sure it was just as awesome to see on the big screen. What other trailers did they show, Jester?
Conjuring.
Okay.
Conjuring 24, whatever it is, and then
3. I think it's the last one.
Was it the Devil Made Me Do It or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, which I mean, whatever, and then Suicide Squad, which looks like a blast, to be honest. I mean, the trailer was better than the movie we watched that day, so I mean, it was. It was pretty good.
Oh,
but I don't know about any other ones other than those two. It was really quick, and Jesse and I were talking for quite a bit too. I won't say what about because I'll leave that between us. But it was actually kind of a surprise because he came and sat next to me, Seinfeld style. I was sitting next to Nick and stuff. And I was like, I was thinking, I didn't say it to him, but I was like, James is over there. Your boy's over there. But no, he ended up sitting next to me. We had a nice talk, and it was kind of surreal to meet a fan that you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike already knows this experience because
Oh, he has fans all over the place.
Mr. Famous Boy over here.
Yeah, not really.
Dave Filoni, the savior of the Star Wars sagas, and be like, oh, hey, Filmmaker Mike.
No, so but I that was probably the highlight of my night. I mean, other than the fact of like hanging out afterwards. I mean, if anything, this movie, like bringing friends and stuff like that together, it's really good to have a sense of normalcy in this time. Like, you know, as things are starting to I mean like breadcrumbs kind of get back to normal. So it was good, you know. I enjoyed all that, and but yeah, no, Suicide Squad looks great, man. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Yep. It would have been like kind of weird for Pinhead if Fast and the Furious also showed up in the trailers, right?
Dude, yeah, I was actually waiting for it too, because in the Suicide Squad trailer, John Cena had his shirtless scene.
Yeah, and did he do the Field of Dicks?
No, that part wasn't in. I just as soon as the shirtless scene came on, I felt Pinhead's butt pucker up. You know what I mean? I could just sense it. He's getting all mad over there. But
and, you know, I would probably hear like, you know, grinding teeth or something.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's eating that popcorn pretty hard, but not.
So that trailer that was released, that's the second trailer for Suicide Squad. The whole dick joke thing, that was in the Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Which surprisingly, like, people were like, okay, that's cool. But the Green Band trailer, which is what they're showing in the movie theaters, that's the one that got more people excited about.
Did you guys notice the guy in the back in the theater when they were talking to the Thinker?
I didn't. Which character is he?
When like the Thinker, Peter Capaldi, or whatever his name is.
The one that caught my eye was
let me just explain something, because like it's somebody that you guys would probably notice. It was like when Rick Flag was grilling him, like, if you do this, do that, whatever, we'll kill you.
Oh yeah, the dude with the thing on his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Did
you notice the bald-headed guy with the beard over there?
No.
Yeah, go check out the trailer again.
Why? Who is he supposed to be?
He kind of sort of looks like me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's like when I saw it, I was like, hey, that's me. What the fuck?
But did I see that correctly though? I mean, it looked like Man Bat is in that.
Man Bat? I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No.
That's the Weasel. It's the Weasel.
Oh, the Weasel. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Weasel. Yep.
Okay.
That's James Gunn's brother.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Gotta squeeze him and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Alrighty, so let's get into Mortal Kombat. I was really looking forward to it.
I was too.
And it was still a fun experience. So before we get into our thoughts on the movie, I'm going to read the synopsis here. Hunted by the fearsome warrior Sub-Zero, MMA fighter Cole Young finds sanctuary at the temple of Lord Raiden. Training with experienced fighters Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and the rogue mercenary Kano, Cole prepares to stand with Earth's greatest champions to take on the enemies from Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe. So, of course, this was released April 16, 2021, directed by Simon McQuoid. Budget was $55 million. And so far, it did well the first weekend. Its first weekend did really well. This is from Variety.com. And it made, let's see. Looking here. So it made 22.5 million. And that's from 3,073 theaters in the US, which is really good. Yeah. Because the fact that you're hearing 3,073 movie theaters domestic, that's because, of course, we've been getting a lot of movie theaters opening up. So, but of course, this is also simultaneously available on HBO Max. So that, of course, a lot of people, I'm sure, also checked it out, have watched it on HBO Max. But a lot of people also went out to see this in the theater. So this is from the first weekend. And the other film that it was competing against is Demon Slayer anime film. Is it Mugen Train or Mugen?
Yeah, Mugen Train.
Mugen Train, yeah. Yep. So for the second weekend, that one overtook Mortal Kombat
Yeah, it's
Um,
actually a better story. So
well, I'm not surprised by that,
It's
but
Mortal Kombat.
it took over Mortal Kombat, but not by a whole lot.
yeah,
So it said, so this again is from Variety. This one just was released this morning. Box office: Demon Slayer overtakes Mortal Kombat. So for this weekend, Demon Slayer made 6.4 million in ticket sales. Mortal Kombat trails closely behind with 6.2 million. So that's not too bad, but of course, from 22 million to down to 6.2, of course, that's a pretty big dip. But then again, it's also available on HBO Max. So other people, depending, of course, on the word of mouth, some people are probably like, I'll just watch it on HBO Max, you know? So,
Yeah.
but other than that, I was just going to say my thoughts on the film real quick. I really enjoyed it. The story could have been way better. Yes. I feel like when we met Liu Kang and he was like, finally, and then he mentions later on that he was searching for the other champions. And I was like, I kind of hit a bump there for me. I was like thinking like, we could have been following Liu Kang's story at the beginning, after the, of course, the introduction, after that, that brief, that introduction of, what's his face?
oh yeah,
Not Scorpion yet. What's his name?
Oh, he's not Scorpion yet, but I mean, he died, right?
Right. So I'm trying to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
spoilers, by the way.
They don't say, well, Hiroyuki Sanada's character, of course. They don't say his other character's name before Scorpion, at least here on IMDb. But anyway, so
but
Scorpion
there's like a last name though.
right, which is
Forgot.
so Sub-Zero is with the ninja clan Lin Kuei, and Scorpion is with the Shirai Ryu.
That's
So,
right.
but from that opening scene, which is the first part of the 7 minutes that they debuted, I thought it was a great way to start the film. Of course, it sets it up, and then after that, we're back to we're in modern times, and then we also see Outworld and all that stuff, which is cool. But what really bothered me was that from after Scorpion and Sub-Zero's introduction, we could have been following Liu Kang's story already, looking for these champions, and then he could have easily, Cole Young could have been the last one that he has to like save or he has to get before he sees before Shao Kahn gets to him, and then we could have still gotten Sonya and Jax and all that stuff. So that really bothered me. I'm like, that does not make sense. Like, but I do like the character of Cole Young. It's just as far as the pacing of the story, it felt very rough. So, and then when we were introduced to Cole Young and the kid, for whatever reason, I thought that was his girlfriend, and the kid was his girlfriend's daughter, or like a stepdaughter. And I was just thinking like, oh, he's really close with a stepdaughter. That's cool. I mean, okay. But then it was actually his daughter.
Wow.
So it was like
a real daughter. Like,
like a real daughter. So I was like, I don't know why, for whatever reason, I thought that was a stepdaughter. I don't know. Like, it must have been something about the scene or whatever. Like, but
Real Steel flashbacks.
Huh?
Real Steel flashbacks, maybe. Where the kid's not really his, but they fight. I don't know, just something dumb.
I need to see that film again. It's been a while, but
so good.
Yeah, as far as Mortal Kombat, I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the characters, the Easter eggs, the hints, the fatality, all that stuff. Julie asked me before the movie, she was like, "Am I gonna fall asleep? Am I gonna be able to take a nap?" And I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I knew it was gonna be bloody and gory. So at every like fatality, at every like, she was like jumping and like squirming and like. But by the end of the,
did she watch it on in the theater or?
Yeah, she was with us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So by the end of the end battle, the final battle, when Scorpion spoilers, when Scorpion is summoned by Cole Young, because he's the descendant of the Hasashi, something like that. Now,
whatever.
Yeah.
I already forgot it, to be honest.
Yeah, when he's summoned, that was really cool. I like the final battle. I wish there was more Scorpion.
Yeah, me too.
I wish there was more Scorpion, because they kick it off with that at the beginning of the film. I feel like there could have been more, like somewhere in the middle, or we could have seen like what he was doing, or like what he was trying to get back, or whatever. Aside from just like Cole like seeing like, oh, there's this guy in like hell or something. Like I'm just getting like, I just felt like, because that, if you're gonna start off with a character that compelling, with that compelling story, like you might as well thread it through the entire film, right? Like, and not just like bookend it, which still worked. I mean, the final battle, like, that final scene, like Julie was like leaning forward. She was like leaning forward, and she was like excited. I could tell like she was anticipating, and I was excited with that fight. Like it was cool to see that rematch. But yeah, it could have just been so much better. But again, it was still so much fun, and it was fun to see it on the big screen with friends. And whether it was Kano being a smart ass and an asshole, I liked he did it really well. I also liked Cabal. I wish we could have seen more of Cabal. They could have easily shown a flashback, because didn't Cabal mention, like, I'm not 100% on the history of the characters, but he also mentioned like he's the reason why he's in that iron lung. Kano is, right? Yeah, Kano put him there. So it would have been cool. And I was like, that easy? You're just gonna tell him like, hey, you gotta join us, and like that's it? Like like I was expecting to see them fight, or like have another duel of sorts. So, but yeah, it's still so much fun. It's easy to forget the story, or the problems, I guess, aside from that big, And the other thing that bothered me was that Cole Young, this newbie, gets to kill Prince Goro. Like, really? Like, he could have killed any of the other, of course, aside from Sub-Zero. He could have killed anyone else, but Goro, like, that was kind of like hard to believe. Like, I was like,
well, he had the golden armor, so
I guess so. Any Joe Schmo could have gotten the golden armor.
Yeah, but like, if you have the golden armor, then you're supposed to be unbeatable. So
I guess.
Supposedly.
So dumb.
But yeah, it's easy for me, it was easy to let go of the clunky stuff because it was fun to watch. Cool action.
You're also a saint, Mike.
Huh?
You're also a saint, so you're looking at a pile of shit, and it's like, oh, hey, look, it's fertilizer.
No, I think he has some valid points, man. Like he does have some valid points. Like,
well, I mean, I'm really outweighing the fun that I had with it, and
right.
And part of that, really, a lot of it is seeing it on the big screen with friends. So Scorpion's name is Hanzo Hasashi.
Hasashi.
So yeah, I really wish they would have delved more into that, the history or like the lineage, like because when Lord Raiden tells the story of he saved Hanzo Hasashi's daughter, I'm like, cool, okay, so what happened to her? Like there was no follow-up. Like, okay, so she obviously met someone and had kids, had a family, but like you could have just done a quick, like, let me know these things, like tell me these things. I want to know, like I'm curious as far as the history of the character.
Man, you sound like an MCU fan, man. Jesus.
Well, I am an MCU fan. But then that's the thing though. They're introducing all this, the world building and all that stuff in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, okay.
Like, give it to me. I actually have never been a huge fan of Scorpion and Sub-Zero until this movie. I mean, they were cool in the original 90s film. I enjoyed that. They were cool. But I always actually liked Johnny Cage. That was my favorite character, And then the fact that we get a setup here, a poster, yay, yippee. Pinhead was explaining to us last night, to me and Julie on the way home, that the director wanted to introduce Johnny Cage at the end of the film. Yep. But of course, Warner Brothers executives specifically being who they are, like, no, don't introduce. It's either you introduce Johnny Cage or you get fired or something. Like they were like threatening the director, like, pretty much. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why can he not introduce a character for the sequel? Like, it doesn't anyway. But then they still teased it with a poster. Like, that could have been the cameo anyway. Like, it absolutely does not make sense. And of course, Warner Brothers with a 2-hour film mandates. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff cut out from this film, and that probably what may have to do with the clunky, like, pacing of it. And this is no surprise, of course, from Warner Brothers, because Godzilla versus Kong also suffered cuts. Any Warner Brothers movie, all these execs are like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. But then, like, geez Louise, you guys got to let it go, because now you're releasing these films simultaneously on HBO Max, or you may have a short, you may have a 2-hour film in the big screen, but then have an incentive for HBO Max, for people to check it out on HBO Max, and have an extended cut. I don't know, but it's just like, man. So yeah, I still had fun, but the story could have been better. I'm looking forward to a sequel. Hopefully the story is a lot more streamlined. Like, can we follow someone? I mean, Cole Young, he's cool, but I actually like the cast. Though I do feel like Lord Raiden could have been, I don't know, the performance just wasn't, or maybe it was the voice or something, the presence. It just wasn't.
What about Liu Kang's gay ass? Is he?
What do you mean Liu Kang's gay ass? He was cool. Ludi Lin.
He's
the
vegan.
Black Ranger.
God.
I thought he was cool, but that's the thing. He was underused. You could have led with that character.
God.
They could have led the story with that character.
It was.
And then he can actually be more of a mentor to Cole Young, throughout the story.
I like the old Liu Kang better. The one that was like the he feels unworthy to be called the champion of the light, because he's like, he doesn't think he's better or he's good enough, and then he had to prove himself. But yeah, Jester, what did you think of the movie? On the scale of
I mean, if you if you got HBO Max, man, definitely go watch it. And to be honest, part of the reason why I think this movie is doing so well is because we're getting the breadcrumbs after COVID, and people are wanting to go out and do the things that we did the other night. And it's good for this movie in the sense that it will most likely get a sequel now, because of the amount of money it's making. But if this came out pre-COVID, dude, like it would have tanked. And it's sad. And dude, I don't know what it is. Like, what's the deal with Mortal Kombat movies, and then they just have to get like really bad acting? Like, they had a decent cast. And I remember the dude that played Cole, he was in Iron Fist. I was telling Mike last night. I was like, man, he was just as bad in Iron Fist as he was in this. It's like, dude, your acting is just so bad. And like, I some of the things that I didn't like was just the cringy dialogue, like flawless victory and this and that. And it's just like, dude, why?
No, but that's like the thing that that's the nostalgia that the Mortal Kombat fans were looking for.
No, I get that, but like we didn't even get the Mortal Kombat tournament, dude. Like, this is pre-tourney, you know what I mean? So it's just like, deliver it better than, I understand we're looking for that. Like, I was only looking for a couple things, and it delivered in some ways. I was looking for a lot of Scorpion. I was looking for nonstop fights, and I was looking for Scorpion's finisher at the end. And I got half his finisher, which is, it was good enough for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with Mike. I wanted more Scorpion and Sub-Zero, to be honest. I mean, Scorpion's always been my character that I've always liked to play. So, and I'm not a super fan like Pinhead is, and I'm bummed he's not here to give us his points, because he had some very valid points. But I'm sure he'll either make a YouTube video or something. But no, I mean, it sounds like I'm ragging on it pretty hard. but I'm not. I mean, like I mean, come on. I mean, you can't go to this movie going like, I'm expecting a detailed storyline. No, I mean, it comes to the point of like when we go see Godzilla versus Kong, we just want to see two monsters beat each other up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and I'm thankful that it wasn't like opening scene, amazing fight, storyline nobody cares about, and then big fight at the end. I'm glad we got fighting throughout the entire movie, and some stuff
But
was fun.
I mean, do you really call that fighting though? Because
Yeah,
it's kind of like
no,
rudimentary and slow.
it was, yeah, and I want to target it a lot at the camera movements and stuff like that. Just was not on par with what those guys can do, and it's a shame because you know what I mean. The way they would move the cameras and stuff like that, it's like, man, just hold still. I want to see it. I want to
Like
see it.
Joe Talsim, right? The guy that did Sub Zero, the character, or the guy that portrayed
Yeah, yeah.
Sub Zero. He has a couple of movies on Netflix that I want you guys to take a look at, and he actually fights in those in those scenes.
Yeah.
And then let me know the difference between what he did there versus what he did in Mortal Kombat, because he was asked to slow down because the camera was way too fast, or his movements was way too fast for the camera.
So what are the names of
And
those films on Netflix?
God, give me 1 sec here.
Yeah, while you're looking for that up, I'm gonna finish my thought. No, I agree with you, Kuya. Like the best fights in this movie were all between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I mean, just straight up.
Yeah, I mean, like the one with Reptile was pretty fun too.
Yeah,
It wasn't too bad, and then Kano had to like punch him in, with a thing, which is kind of cool.
yeah. I mean, Reptile I thought was kind of dumb though. If I'm being honest, like really. But whatever. Like I said, I'm not a super fan, so I wasn't. But here's the other thing I kept looking back is like, dude, I only know so much because I've played the original arcade games, and I still do. I like those games, dude. As somebody that has never even heard of Mortal Kombat, which is kind of weird, but or has even played or know the characters, dude, they're not gonna care about anything in this movie. They won't even like the stuff that goes on. They're not gonna care, or they're not even gonna pay attention because it's just poorly explained. It's not
Mhm.
even. I was thinking like halfway through the movie, I was like, man, this almost would be good as a TV show rather than a movie. You have more time to, get into all these characters. And like, again, I know we're not seeing this movie to see a fleshed out characters and storyline, but it was so bogged down by its cringy acting and like just lame plot or whatever. And the fighting just didn't carry it like we all wanted it to carry it, so.
I mean, I wanted more gore, to be honest with you, like more blood,
I
more,
know, yeah,
all of that
people
things,
did,
right?
yeah. I understand.
So
I understand they wanted more, but like I wasn't disappointed in my opinion, I wasn't disappointed about the amount of it. Although I feel like as of now with Mortal Kombat 11 out and how gory it is, I mean, you kind of should be on par if you're going to make a movie and just do halvesies. Like I don't think that's fair to the fans. But again, I'm not I wasn't going into this looking for that. I wanted some cool fights, some squirting blood or whatever, but
yeah,
yeah, it didn't deliver. Again, the experience I think was more fun than anything else, and then the fights between Scorpion and Sub-Zero were a blast. I mean, but again, those actors playing them phenomenal. So
yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe Talsim's movie. Actually, there's only one on Netflix. It's called The Night Comes for Us.
The night comes for us. Okay.
Yep, that's it stars Iko Uwais too, the guy from the Raid
Yeah.
Redemption.
Okay.
So yeah, like his movements, like the way he moved was pretty good. And yeah, again for me, when it comes to like uh action, action scenes and all that stuff, like the scenes in the first movie, and I'm trying to compare it with the first movie, right? The scenes, the other one was more martial artsy than the ones here. This one was just like, oh, I'm just throwing you across the, I'm
yeah,
throwing you across the room to hit the wall, and you're crashing down, and I'm gonna try to choke you, but like again, like when I told you guys yesterday how I felt about it, like it's still the same. I try to see it again, like what, over the weekend and stuff, just to maybe I missed something, but Hiroyuki Sanada saved the movie. That's his presence alone just made the movie for me. Kano helped with the movie because he was hilarious. He was just like he was nothing but fun. Everybody else was okay,
Yeah.
and then the fight
Mhm.
scenes were kind of, for me it wasn't the way it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be a little bit more gritty, more action based and everything, right? And then, like, the homages to the fatalities, like Kung Lao's fatality when
Mhm.
when she threw the flying girl into the spinning
Oh,
thing.
I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
I
that was
enjoyed
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
was pretty nice. Um, Kano's laser beam eye thing was pretty cool.
It wasn't cybernetic though. I thought that was kind of weird, but well,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
it's they're
the
hidden,
Arcana.
their
Yeah.
arcana or whatever.
Unlock your Arcana, your special power.
Mike, I do agree. I really liked Cabal. Like I agree. I wanted
I
more of him too.
I
Yeah.
like the voice, the actor that provided the voice. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
just
I did
something
too.
about the voice that was like, this
He
guy
sounded
sounds
like
cool.
no,
Yeah.
he sounded like a jerk, but not really a jerk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was just like,
He
oh,
just had
hey,
he just had a presence about him that was demanding, and I liked that,
Right.
So
yeah. And then Milena with her bad teeth and everything. It's okay.
I'm trying to figure
I
out who
mean,
played him.
Katara would have been better, but
Who
Sequel.
played Cabal?
I,
Well, I'm sure we'll get one.
and then Shang Tsung was like, oh, your soul is mine, type of thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Shang Tsung. Is it Shang Tsung?
yeah,
Okay,
the Emperor is Shao Kahn. So
that's right. So I mixed them up earlier when I mentioned.
but yeah, and then that's kind of like the champion of Earth Realm just went out like a bitch, like Boba Fett, like crashing into the side of the ship. You know what I'm talking about? Like Kung Lao. Kung Lao was supposed to be one of the strongest ones, and then he just like he got kicked, and then all of a sudden Shang Tsung just grabbed him by the neck and like, your
Sucked his
soul is
soul.
mine.
Yeah, and then I want to add with Lord, is it Raiden?
Raiden.
With Lord Raiden, I did not care for the character. Like, why do I care about? Like, yeah, you're cool, you're powerful, but I don't care. Like, make
I
me
know.
care about your character.
I mean, the thing was like, Raiden is an elder god, right?
Right.
In the mythology, and they weren't supposed to interfere, but technically he already interferes.
Right. Right.
So it kind of defeats the purpose. But that's why the thing with the story between on the old movies was kind of cool, because he was being a rebel, because
Right.
he knows the elder gods were against the Earth realm, because they wanted Outworld to take over and all that stuff. So he was like the only elder god that's like, oh, like, let's give Earth a chance.
Oh, and Cabal was played by Damon Herman, and I recognized him from Mindhunter, but he also played Charlie in Once Upon a Time in
Oh,
Hollywood. He was basically what's his name? Manson.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
wait. So he was in Mindhunter. Which one was he?
He played Charles Manson in that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
No
So
wonder
The
he
odds
was
he
like
plays the same character in two different.
what, dude? In Mindhunter,
he was amazing in Mindhunter. So
Oh, dude, he was so good.
Seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. So,
yeah, you
I
you
also
have to
thought
watch
it
that.
was interesting that we never got the tournament, but I thought it was also like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're doing it. It's a different thing because Shang Tsung is already like cheating anyway.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. We're
And
gonna
it's
we're gonna
like
win.
when they mention the tournament, like it's coming or whatever. Like, when is it? Or like after the next full moon? Like, there was no urgency as far as that. And again, like the whole finding of the temple of Lord Raiden, like, and like, I don't know about the budget. I guess it shows lots of desert, even Outworld, or is it Outworld?
Outer Worlds, right? Or is it
Yeah,
Outer,
Outworld. I think
Outer
it's
Realm?
Outworld. Outer Realm. Or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
like it's all just like empty landscapes, like,
Yeah.
and they just like change the. I'm like, wow. I mean,
no, I mean, I think it's located in China, so that's probably gonna make $1 million over there. So
oh god.
you know how it
Maybe.
is.
I don't know, dude. It's just not. I mean, it's worth the experience. If you want to go to the movie theaters, go watch it. Go have fun. Go have some popcorn.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun to
mean, like,
watch. It is, but it's
Right,
just,
right.
don't expect anything. Just
Yeah.
play the video
Like
game and go watch it.
that the fighting scenes in that movie I panned a couple of weeks ago was way better, to be honest with you. Like
Yeah.
jujitsu.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Really? So now you're
yeah.
saying that's better.
Like that's why I said it was up to par, maybe maybe a little, but now that I think of it, I think jiu-jitsu was way better because it's more fluid. It's
Right.
just again the acting on that jiu-jitsu that just really cringed me, and I was just like, what the really, man.
So speaking of cringy acting, so earlier this week, I was getting ready for Mortal Kombat. So on HBO Max, they don't have the original Mortal Kombat, the '95 film. They don't have it there, right? I don't think they. Yeah, they don't have it for whatever reason, because whatever. But they do have the animated Scorpion's Revenge, Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge film.
Okay.
I really liked that one. That was really cool. I watched it. And then for whatever reason, I was like, oh, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I never saw it. So I started watching it. And I was
Wait, you never saw two?
No, I never saw it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I never saw it.
Wow.
So I started watching it and I'm like, what is going on? The bad acting. And talk about milquetoast, like cast. Killing off Johnny Cage right at the beginning. It was like, what the hell? The first film made so much money, and in the sequel, they were just like, fuck it, like whatever.
Like it wasn't even the same actor, I think. Like it wasn't even the same actor.
For Johnny Cage, it's the same actor. It's the same actor.
Was it the same actor?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing? And then they ride this hamster ball to travel like through like different portals in Earth, and like Lord Raiden even says something like, "Oh, it'll take us hours to travel," and I'm like, "Hours? Like really? It should be just minutes. Like what the fuck?" Dude? But yeah, you, Jester, you talk about. I don't know. Have you seen Annihilation?
No, I never saw. I think I saw bits and pieces of the very first one, but I never saw the original movies. Like I never saw the show either. Like I knew what I knew what I was gonna get myself into, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to do that.
So you talk about cringe acting in this film. I think the acting in this new Mortal Kombat is way better than Annihilation. You want some?
I'm sure.
I haven't finished it yet, but I feel like I could easily do a commentary by myself. I was just like actually laughing out loud. I was like, holy shit, this is so bad. Like, what the fuck, dude? And talk about milquetoast, like it's not just one actor, it's several actors.
Trying to figure out if it's a porn movie or not.
Oh my god, so bad. Shao Kahn is so bad. The way he delivered, and I told Pinhead about it earlier this week, and he was like starting to like not say the lines, and I was like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, Shao Kahn was he was like the villain in this 80s Sylvester Stallone movie called Cobra. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the.
I haven't seen that yet.
But that's a cult classic right there, Cobra.
Right.
I feel like I should watch Annihilation just for the lulls and like just have it on the background.
You're gonna be cringy, but
I'm sure. Like that's the thing is like I don't know. Maybe they were going for that in this new one. Like, oh, we got to have a little bit of the old cringe, I mean, I don't know. The old B movie got to be in this one. I have no idea. It was weird. And that's what I'm saying. Like everyone was crapping on Sonya.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't bad at all.
She wasn't that bad. I mean,
like the issue I had again is like team the chemistry with the cast. I mean, like it was just like them just like saying their lines.
Yeah, no, okay.
I mean, like the only person that united them was their hatred or dislike for Kano's character.
That's a good point.
That's pretty much it.
I think you have a very valid point there.
No, but which Kano was funny because like he was calling Kung Lao Kung Pao.
For
a long time. He was like
lines.
Such a jerk, dude. He was like, "Oh, Kung Pao."
I just felt like sometimes it was just like he kept going, and it's like, dude, like please, comedic timing, anything? No, but like there was a couple times where like I laughed, like he legit made me laugh, but yeah, he was just going too hard sometimes. I'm like, dude, please.
Yeah, he reminds me of Aussie Man from
Oh yeah. The
Aussie Man reviews on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
hopefully when Pinhead returns, we will hear his thoughts, but he may also do a YouTube video to at least get his thoughts out there on this. Um,
I would love
yeah.
to hear what he has to say about this. Like honestly,
Yep.
I mean, like me, I was a fan. I played the games and all that stuff. Not the recent games, but like the old school games and everything on the video arcade and all that stuff, right? And I saw the both movies and whatnot, and when I was looking forward to this movie, and I like what you said, Mike. It was entertaining to say the least, right?
Right.
But like you were, I was expecting the action to be a bit more, to be more. Like it was, for me, it was boring. Honestly, I was just like, oh man, that's it. That's the fight. Like you're gonna get grabbed and then fucking you're gonna struggle and then you're gonna get thrown into the across the room to the wall
Right.
and then you're not gonna do a move or anything,
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it. Like we don't go to this movie for like a really really good story, but man, I mean, perhaps a more compelling story will
Yeah, I
will
mean,
grab
like
anyone.
honestly,
It doesn't have to be a
if
hardcore
if
fan.
the fight scenes were on par as they were with like the Matrix, for example, like
No one
like
would
the fight
care.
scenes in the Matrix or whatever, or the fight scenes in Falcon and the Winter Soldier or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like something to that effect. Then
Well,
then
here's the
then
thing: when
maybe
you're comparing it to that, Matrix had a budget of way more.
not
Falcon and the Winter
not the
Soldier
first
had
not the first
200
movie,
billion.
not the first
200
movie,
billion.
bro,
Not
not
the
the
first
first movie,
movie. Okay,
not the first movie.
okay. Let's look up the budget for the Matrix.
Uh-oh.
Okay, not the first movie. I'm
Okay,
just telling you.
but when you say Falcon and Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier's budget was $200 million, and you're comparing a series over
How much do you need to hire a fucking action director?
fight scenes take the longest time
Like
because you
like
have choreography.
not the special effects, just the choreography.
I'm talking about choreography. The fight
Yeah.
scene that takes a long time to film.
Yeah, but then again, you practice and you practice.
Right,
Yeah,
but
they have
then
to pay
that
actors to
also
do that,
goes.
dude.
Okay, so are you ready for the Matrix budget?
Yes.
63 million.
Okay, 63 million. How much did they make?
Well, of course, they made 465 million.
Okay.
But then,
so
aside from the fight
so-
scenes, you had a really compelling story.
Indeed.
no, but then the fight scenes were it's killer. That's what I said. Like if you added
right.
But
And
the story,
if you
yeah.
added like similar fight scenes to Mortal Kombat, it would have been a much more enjoyable movie than now.
sure, but then if you also have a compelling story where people are like, "I love the story. I'm going to watch it over and over." I mean, you win, right? When all cylinders are firing, you know.
I think the MK fans would just want like people like beating each other up to a bloody pulp. That's pretty
That's
much what
true,
it is. So.
but then that's the thing. You're making a movie like this. If you want to reach astronomical box office numbers, you got to reach more than just the fans, right? And that's why Marvel is so successful now, because yes, they have the hardcore fans, but they've also managed to grow that fan base, and even the casual moviegoer and superhero comic book fan will watch a Marvel film because they know what they're going to get and they know the quality of what they're going to get. So, that's why you have that. And then, of course, when you compare DC, where it's been muddled by the greatest DC villains of all time, the Warner Brothers executives, well, there you go. It's been interfered over and over with.
Well,
So
Kuya has a valid point though, in the sense of like if the
if the action scenes were quality, again,
nobody would care. Exactly. I agree.
nobody would care about the storylines, or I mean,
Exactly.
everybody would be talking about, hey, you know what, that fight scene with this guy and this guy, that was pretty cool.
Exactly. Yep.
That's the whole, that's the whole point of that kind of fighting game, like Street Fighter, right? The old school Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme and
Oh yeah.
and all that stuff. That
Yeah.
they wanted to elaborate on the story. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. All they cared about was like, well, did Ryu do his like Hadouken? Did he do his Shoryuken? And then it's like, oh, they did it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Fucking made like $100 million. Nobody cared about the story. Like for things like that, for fighting, like people would want like like a nice story to go along with it. I understand, but if you're gonna if it's just an action movie like John Wick, what the fuck is John Wick's premise? Somebody killed his dog, and he's a retired killer.
Yeah, but dude, like, come on. I was honestly surprised. I was honestly surprised on the story on that one. Like, I actually
You
cared.
have a compelling story.
Yeah.
What's the compelling
the
story?
character
His dog died, and then he's out for
No,
revenge.
no. His dog just didn't die.
Yeah, they had a
That
little
was
more
a
than
gift
that.
from his wife who passed away, and the car got stolen.
That's not compelling. That's fucking. That's
Oh.
saying like, oh,
It's
a
not-
dog
it's-
died, and then
It's
whatever.
not necessarily
So
compelling.
he's out for
but
revenge.
When you
But
look at how the dog
in
was
regards
alive.
to the plot, the plot says a retired killer for hire, whatever, lost, lost his dog, lost somebody that he loves, and he's out for revenge. Period.
No, not period, because you had a weird like Assassin's Guild on top of that.
No,
We
but
had no
but
idea
again,
about.
that's adding to the other things. But again, the plot itself. What is the plot? The
I'm
plot.
gonna
The plot is some Russian gangsters stole his car,
See, you're
kicked
going
the
into the
fucking cop.
details of it. You just said the plot was that he lost his dog.
Yeah, because
And then
the
you
Russian
added
gangsters stole the
that it was
car.
given
No,
to him by-
stole the car, and then he killed the thing.
yeah, you lost this one, Kuya. Sorry. I mean, like, dude, it has a compelling
Jesus.
story. Sorry.
See, so
Alright.
it says here, John Wick is an American. So this is the overview, but let's go to the actual synopsis, the official synopsis. Legendary assassin John Wick retired from his violent career after marrying the love of his life. Her
Okay.
sudden death leaves John in deep mourning when sadistic mobster Losef Tarasov and his thugs steal John's prized car and kill the puppy that was.
Oh my
arrested
god,
in his
it's
life.
so compelling, that story. Oh my god, Oscar-winning performances.
I'm not talking about Oscar-winning performance.
I'm
talking
just
about a
saying,
compelling story.
this is the same. This is a plot. It's a revenge plot. It's the same thing. It's a revenge plot. It's the same thing as like other revenge plots.
It's
that
just
you've
it was
seen.
done so much better though.
So
I
when you talk about
cared,
revenge,
I cared about the character.
when you talk about revenge plot in Mortal Kombat, there is a revenge plot here, because Scorpion is killed off right at the beginning, and he tells Sub-Zero, "Remember this face."
Yeah.
But we don't get that until the very book end, which is like, "Oh, that's right. Oh, remember that guy?"
Yeah, because it's a fighting
There he is at the
game.
end.
It's about fighting.
I get that.
It's fighting.
I get that, and so is the Matrix. But the story in the you were comparing the Matrix. When you compare the story of the Matrix,
The story
to
wasn't
this,
about it's not about fighting in the Matrix. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a dystopian thing about the
You were
future.
talking about the fighting in the Matrix.
Yes.
But apart from that fighting, you have a compelling story where you're following this character who's trying to find out what the Matrix
And
is.
then he said, like, he looked at like Morpheus and like, dude, I know kung fu. I mean, like,
Well,
and
You're
well,
then
just
Mike,
yelling
hit
at
him.
a scene. That doesn't make sense.
Hit him, Mike. Hit him.
no, but then this is what I'm talking about. It's like if you're gonna call your fucking movie a fighting movie, a movie about fighting, about Mortal Kombat, about tournaments, about things like this, I want to see quality fighting.
I
So,
agree with you.
Regardless of whatever
What
the
kind of
storyline
quality
is.
fighting do you want to see?
I
saw fighting.
want brutality. I want
There was
fucking
brutality.
people
There
getting
was blood everywhere.
not enough.
What do you mean not enough?
Not enough for a fucking R-rated movie.
So what's enough? How do you gauge that? How do you gauge that?
Have you seen Peaky Blinders?
No, you see, again, you're comparing a series. From a
I'm
movie.
I'm comparing it with like brutality when it comes to violence. Have you seen any violent movie recently? Like
No,
recently,
Dude,
No.
hold on. I don't even think it even has to do about the violence. Like if you
I'm talking
Jacob-
about fighting. If it's a movie about fighting, if it's a movie about fighting, like a tournament or whatever.
Yes.
One, there should be fighting.
right from the
Yes.
get-go, we get fighting and blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the best part of the fucking movie is the 7
Okay.
minutes of fighting,
Okay.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
and then what? Then what? And then there's like going to be like 30 minutes of
Which is what I've been saying. A compelling story.
but again, fucking when Sub-Zero came out and showed up, whatever, they didn't try to help each other kick his ass, and then all of a sudden, like Jack says, no, go look for Sonya. No, we get fucking Sub-Zero being OP and fucking like ripping Jack's a new, or both of Jax's arms. See, the level of
Dude.
violence, the level of fighting is small compared to what it's supposed to be.
It doesn't even matter. It's just the fighting wasn't done right.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how much you have in there. It's just it was not done right to the point of like good quality
Fucking
martial arts
the
fighting.
champion of Earthrealm was fighting a flying girl.
Yeah,
it wasn't even anything, and then all of a sudden he tripped, and then Shang Tsung fucking sucked his soul out. That's not good.
Right.
That's not for the champion to do that.
No, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why
Like,
it goes back to the writing, right?
well, that goes back to the
it's-
choreography. I would say it
It's
goes
the
back to
choreography.
choreography and camera work, not writing.
If the choreography, if the fight choreography was middle of the road, milk toast. All right, if it was average, middle of the road, not the subpar shit that we saw in the movie. This would have been everybody would be like, hey, you know what? That was kind of enjoyable. It wasn't that bad.
'Cause
That's
the
why
thing is-
that's why I'm a little heated by it, is because of the fact that, you know, people are trying to be like, oh, we need a fucking story to make it better. I said, no, we need better fighting.
Yeah, because I mean, I agree with you because of the matter of time. Like, dude, just completely write off the story. I mean, keep the same story, but just the movie would have been better if it had better quality choreography
Yeah.
and camera work. Like,
Yeah.
if you had that better, I think it would have been a more enjoyable movie for everybody. And people that have never even heard of Mortal Kombat wouldn't care about the story.
Like that, nobody cared about the fucking Matrix, because they had to watch it like 4 or 5 times. That's the reason
mean,
they made like $400 million.
A good argument that I'll
Because
say,
like when the first time I saw the Matrix, I was like, okay, they're fighting kung fu now. They're shooting people. What
Okay,
the fuck
but
is the story about?
Stop using Matrix as an example. It's a poor example. Think
Yeah,
about
it is. It
think
is a
about
good
like
example.
when somebody said, "Hey, bro, you like kung fu movies and stuff like that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, check out this movie called Ip Man with Donnie Yen." And he didn't say anything about the story because nobody cared about the story. Yeah, the story was interesting, but I didn't go in going, "What's the story going to be about?" No, I got in there and I watched these amazing fights from the beginning to the end, to where the end delivered an amazing fight.
You like?
And
Do you like
that's
kung fu
why I
movies,
enjoyed that movie.
Chester?
Huh?
You like kung fu movies?
Yes, I like kung fu movies.
There's a movie called Shaolin Soccer. You need to watch that.
Okay. Yeah, just send it to me.
Yeah, it's
But
on
no.
Netflix.
But that's what Kuya is trying to say, but he just keeps using really bad examples.
Exactly. That's my point. The bad examples don't make sense.
Yeah, garbage examples.
But I'm right.
No,
That's all
you're
that
not.
matters. So,
Yeah, you're right.
You
No,
in the
agree-
sense-
comparing Matrix to Mortal Kombat.
Jester,
like,
you fucking agreed with me, and I'm wrong.
No, I agree with you in the sense.
Okay, so I'm right.
Okay, you're right, and we agree with the camera work
Okay.
and choreography being
All right,
better.
there you go.
But your
Examples my examples
garbage.
were garbage. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yeah,
There you go. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Can we fucking move on to a much better show called Invincible?
Yes, we can.
So
Right.
I'm gonna no. Before we leave this, I'm gonna rewatch it on HBO Max,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to see, as far as the camera work, if that, because I didn't bump into that. What I bumped into was the really
All I
Copy.
saw was like people getting thrown around, and like, you know, and that's not fighting to me.
Well,
I'm just-
Mike, think about the camera work as in the sense of being part of the fight or even the fight movements, because like sometimes like when you're watching John Wick, or I'll use Matrix as this example,
or Ip Man.
or Ip Man, the
Right.
camera quality is smooth like the martial arts. It's moving like the martial arts. It's not
The
in
edit
any
cuts.
way.
Yeah.
It's not like harsh cuts. It's not inhibiting anything. You're seeing a fluid movements as fast as they're being delivered. So, again, it kind of reminded me of like, gosh, what was that movie? It was The Bourne Supremacy, when they got like super crazy with the cuts to where you couldn't even see what was going on.
It was the second one. I think.
Yeah, is that Supremacy? Yeah, it was Supremacy, and
Uh,
I'm like, dude, I can't even pay attention. Like, I don't even care who's winning this fight because it just the choppiness is so much. And I remember in the first fight in Mortal Kombat when Scorpion and Sub-Zero are going at it, I was like, why are they cutting so much? Like these two guys are amazing martial artists. I want to see it fight. You know, I want to see that.
Right.
But you know, whatever. So
Yeah.
that's my point.
Gotcha. All righty. Well, moving on to Invincible.
Yeah.
Season finale, episode 8, Where I Really Come From. So all the description is Mark must prove he's become the hero he's always wanted to be by stopping an unstoppable force. So
So what do you guys think?
Definitely didn't stop the unstoppable
sucked.
force.
I'm kidding. It was damn good.
The fucking action scenes suck balls. No.
The story
No.
sucked. Yeah, right. See,
No.
good writing. Good writing.
Yep.
I
But
mean,
but again, the level of violence equaled every other episode that it was in, or anything like that. It wasn't subpar.
I think it went way more. It went.
I think it did it for effect with like what Mike's saying, where it went way more. And that's what I thought was so good about it, is because it went harder than ever as far as the violence goes, but it impacted the story because of what was going on. And I was like, man, I mean, the subway scene, dude. Whoo.
I was laughing actually. That was like,
well, I'm sure because you read the book and you're like, yes, finally a hardcore visual.
but the visual of it, I was just like, holy shit, like seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like,
so morbid. Yeah. I mean, it was just.
And then the pilots, he just saved the pilots.
Oh, dude.
And he's like, stop wasting your time. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can see that he just gets like traumatized by it. Like,
oh yeah. And I'm like, because I know we're gonna be talking about spoilers in this episode, but like, I think the one scene, and I still remember it pretty vividly, but like the one scene that really stuck out to me was that when Omni-Man was beating the crap out of his son on the mountain, and he's like, "Who are you gonna have left in 500 years?" You know, as he's pummeling him to a pulp, and then he's like, "I'll still have you." It's like, man, that's just so like heartbreaking. You know what I mean? He told his dad he'd still have you, even though he's being beaten to almost to death by his dad. And I thought that was really an amazing scene.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I wish season 2 was out already. I want to watch the next one.
end of this year or beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? That quick? Oh, that's not too bad. That's not that long of a wait.
Nah, it's too long.
That's fair. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying like, they want a fucking live action movie already. Fuck it.
Dude, how is it gonna live up? Like, how do you have a live action after this amazing?
I don't know, man. Again, I think the perfect media platform for Invincible was and is animation, because they can't. I don't know, man. It's gonna be NC-17, right? For like the gratuitous violence.
No, I don't think so. Because I mean, you've got shows like The Boys.
No, I mean, what I'm talking about, like if it turns into like a movie or something.
They won't do NC-17. They have to do it R.
Yeah.
Because NC-17 will get them, like, they won't make as much money.
So I agree with you then on the R rating. It probably won't be a hard R, because it's just, I don't know. Is the writer behind it like he is in the show?
Robert Kirkland, yeah.
Yeah. So he is behind the movie.
Yeah, the movie that they're thinking of, it's in the works, but it's not greenlit in the sense.
Okay, all right.
But the animated series, it's greenlit like crazy. So
no, the movie is greenlit. Seth Rogen is working on it.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's just in that stage, where the planning stage.
Right, they're in pre-production.
Yeah, fuck. How the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. How is Kirkman going to be behind that one? You know?
No, he's probably gonna do the screenplay like he did with the animated show.
I don't think so. Last night, because he was also on Fat Man and Beyond with Kevin Smith, and he mentioned that he wasn't working on the film. He was working on the animated series, but not the film.
Yeah, see, that's
unless that changes. But all I know is, and that's why Seth Rogen has a cameo in the show, because he's working on the big screen adaptation. So
I don't know.
I mean, if they're friends, then they should be okay. Then, because like I don't think Seth Rogen would fuck that shit up, man.
how do you have it? How do you have the actor like? The only actor right now that I can't see be replaced is J.K. Simmons, man. Like, dude, he is Omni Man for me right now. It's kind of tough to see it change.
I can think of one.
Well, like Tom Selleck,
John Hamm.
Toe
Ooh.
Eater, seriously?
John
Hmm.
Hamm.
Oh, John, that's not John. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking
Mad
of
Men. Mad Men.
I'm thinking of Hammer. My bad.
No,
Oh, John Hamm. Yeah, yeah,
Army
yeah.
Hammer.
That's what I was thinking
John
of.
John Hamm. Yeah, John Hamm.
I got it mixed up. Yeah, so John Hamm.
John Hamm with the mustache, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm thinking about his Mad Men approach, then yeah.
And
Yeah,
then Sandra Oh can still play the mom. And
yeah,
then
yep.
and then I mean shit, like Steven Yeun can fucking play because he still looks young.
Invincible, yeah.
But I
Yep.
don't know, man. God,
It's so tough, dude.
it's just frustrating. But
It's so tough.
the cast again, like Kirkman did mention that he made some changes, and it was like uh changes that he decided on as a writer from the stuff that he did in the comic book. So there are some differences and all that stuff,
Yeah,
but like it made the story in the animated series a little bit more fluid and stuff. Like, again, as a fan of the comic books, I mean, you know me, I'm a purist. Like when it's like, oh, they fucking changed this, oh, this is bullshit, whatever.
right.
I understood what changes he did. So I was just like, okay, let's let's let Kirkman figure
Do
this
his
out and
thing.
decide. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I'm gonna if Kirkman's not doing the show. I'm not sure, man.
Yeah,
So
I mean that's gonna be tough.
I
It's
mean
hard
the
to beat
movie
it after this.
itself. I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's hard to beat it after this like incredible series already. This first season was like, man, I don't even know how you're gonna make a movie that's gonna be on par with this show.
I mean,
So
it's just amazing. Again, I try not to hype up like things for anybody, but like when I heard about Invincible being an animated series, I'm like, oh, I hope it's violent. That's
oh
the only
yeah.
thing that because the story is great. The story itself is great. I said I please God let it be super violent. And then as soon as I saw the first episode, I'm like, yep, there we go. There you go. So
Yeah, it was
I'm good
definitely
to go.
violent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Again, like they're trying their best to to pay homage to the comic book series, which like a bunch of people do love, and the animated series is making new fans.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that it goes a lot deeper, guys. Like this is like one I'm gonna say 5% of the tip of the iceberg. So there's 95% more
Oh,
about the story.
I'm so
So
excited. Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to dive into it. It's I'm just like I'm like giddy. Like I truly hope like would would they say season 3 and 4 or season 2 and 3 and all that stuff, and then season 4 or whatever. I hope they do some of the other not filler episodes, but like the other ones that actually make sense because like I said before, the series, the comic book series from the beginning to the very end is all tied in with one line with one string, and it yeah it's gonna be it's gonna be a enjoyable ride for you guys. So
I have no doubt, man. Like this show made me want to start getting the comic books. I was like, man, I don't even know if I can wait that long to finish the story because the story is just such a trip for me.
I mean you can there's like I think things on YouTube. I think it's like web comics or something
Yeah, but I'm not
that you
gonna.
can go through.
If I'm gonna spoil myself from the show like that, then I'm gonna get a hard copy and read that sucker.
Yeah,
But
it's
I gotta have that sucker in my hand. It's just something about comics that's just not like I tried reading them online and it's not the same. Something about holding it. You know.
yeah, I just like the little twist that they did when it comes to to the most powerful being on the planet is somewhat good, but like twisted in a way that it's like not good. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Viltrum is it's a great technologically advanced planet, and all the people are great and everything, but it was survival to the fittest, so we had to kill half the population,
Right.
and then we had to conquer the worlds and then give them the technology and shit.
Hmm.
So they're kind of sort of benevolent in a sense, but not really.
Yeah. It was just. I mean, it was again. It was a different take on an old tale kind of thing. I
Uh,
like that.
yeah, it was good. I mean, again, Mike, what do you've been a fan of comic books as well, and superhero tropes and stuff. What do you think of season one so far, man?
It's good. And like I said, like as soon as I started it, and then I found out that they were making a movie. I'm like, I don't know how you can adapt that film when you're telling this much story in a series. So they did renew it. So before the season finale dropped, they did announce
Two and
season
three,
two and
right?
three has been greenlit, but there is no timeline on when season two will drop. Uh, Kirkman just said quote, the production timeline is somewhat daunting. I think that we spend a number of years developing and working on this season. So I think he meant season one. So as we hopefully move into season two and beyond, things will tighten. There's definitely a lot less designing and different things that have to happen to move into our second season. And it's entirely possible that there's already work that has been done on the second season. So I think we're in a good place to be moving forward with this show to end up being successful.
Yeah, and I hope they keep whoever designed the soundtrack, because
Yeah,
it like the soundtrack goes perfectly with what the mood is of what you're watching in the
right.
show. You know,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
hopefully that's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah. The soundtrack is good. The animation is good. Just
can't
the
wait for you guys. I can't wait for you guys to meet the other Viltrum fighters.
oh boy.
Oh, dude, Battle Beast has been the big surprise for me.
He's
I want
compared
I want more of them, dude.
compared to the other Viltrum fighters, he's a little kitty cat. So
Oh, dude.
let's just say that. Let's
Yeah.
just say that Mark kind of learned how to deal with Battle Beast, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the cool thing about Mark as a character is like he learns from whatever past mistakes and everything, and all the things that he's been doing. So you're gonna see a kind of a change in his character in season two and three, if I'm not mistaken. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
little bit more cold, if I'm not if they go by with what the comics is saying. It's just he's just gonna do his job and do his thing, and he's not gonna be as bright eyed as
ah,
when he first started.
spoilers.
No, like
Yeah, it is.
the
I don't
the
want to
the.
know that shit.
The change in his demeanor, in a sense, you saw it already. And like when he comes to when he was like being asked by Alan, like of the things that he's been doing, and like his bright-eyed future about thinking about the cool things about being a hero versus the other reality of such. That was the difference between his power level and Omni-Man's, in a sense. Like there was times when he didn't give a shit. He fucking, like, when he punched Omni-Man, like Omni-Man felt it, right? Like, there was a couple of scenes there in the season finale. So he just needs to figure that out. So once he figured that out, he'll be a lot stronger and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, Cecil is getting ready for war.
oh yeah, with the fucking one-eyed things with Ezra Miller.
Yeah. And then that was crazy. The whole lights, and then he shows like the immortal is
Yeah.
being brought back to life. That was pretty cool. Lots of things, but yeah, this is definitely a show that people need to check out if they haven't yet.
Oh man, like people are if people haven't seen this, man. They're missing out a lot on things. So
Yeah, but as far as how this is going, and Amazon like green lighting the second and third season, it's definitely how they also approached with the boys. The
mhm.
boys season one, I think
was
before season one even dropped, they already announced like, hey, season two or something like that. Like they were already going forward. So Amazon, well, of course, has all the money. So they're like, yep, green light, green light, green light. So
as long as our fans are happy, that's all that matters.
yeah, and hey, it's there's good content, and again, you know, you've got these compelling stories. So
Yeah, I mean, compelling stories are great, but you know, if somebody if Omni Man punches somebody and like all they did was like move their face like this and then do a little pirouette and without any blood or any sort of destruction, then I'm like, that's not Omni Man. You know what I'm talking about, right?
but then again,
But you can have the compelling stories all you want, but if it's not,
without the compelling story of Omni Man and not knowing where he's from or what he's doing,
yeah,
it wouldn't matter. It's cool, but okay, I've seen Superman, I've seen Homelander
yeah.
do more, you know.
That's
So
that's why right now, in a sense, if you think about it, Superman is a lot stronger than what he claims to be because
right,
that
well,
because
yeah,
because of his self control.
right.
He doesn't want to fucking punch somebody's chest out.
Dude,
That's
was it
learned from Kansas.
what was it? Was it Doc Ock and Superior Spider-Man when he found out that Spider-Man's been pulling his punches because he like almost punched off Scorpion's jaw or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, he's been holding back all this time.
yeah. Because
So
like like the thing with really good superheroes is just like when they know their restraint to restrain themselves, and
Yeah,
then they know when to cut loose. Like in the animated series for Justice League, Superman had that opportunity to cut loose in Metropolis when Metropolis was emptied against Darkseid.
hmm
Right? Remember, like the little speech that he said, like every day I'm walking in this planet like I'm walking on eggshells, afraid of like destroying things like they were pieces of cardboard. So I said now is a really good time for me to stretch out and go a little all out, and I'm sure you can take it, big boy. And then he punched fucking Dark Side to the nether realm. Shit.
hmm
So yeah, I mean, Invincible is great. I really fucking just wanna. There was a backstory. One of the first things that Mark did in uh, in the comics that it should have been part of his growing up as a superhero. But I'm not sure why Robert Kirkman cut it, but there might be a reason for it. There was a series of or explosions in the city, and it was like high school teenagers being strapped with bombs, right? And like they were just exploding in malls and other places and all that stuff, right? And they found out it was physics teacher. It was their physics teacher in high school.
oh god,
That that
I know the reason why he cut it out. Shit.
No, I mean like, and it was the physics teacher that did it, and the reason why was because her I think her or his daughter was being bullied or something, and then she committed suicide. So it was more of like a revenge plot, whatever type of thing. But he Invincible wanted to save him because he was like whatever, right? But then uh Omni Man said, you can't save everybody. Not even not even the greatest heroes can save everybody. Well, I'm sure Cell wanted to try. So they were trying to, whatever he was fighting him and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden he revealed that he has a bomb in his chest. So he flew him out like up in the way. He was trying to let me know, like tell me what to do to get this bomb off of you. And then the teacher said, no, you can't do it. It's too late. So you know what Invincible did? He threw him. He threw him up in the air and just let him exploded. So like it's one of the first decisions that he had to make as a hero. Like either you can't save him. Then what are you gonna do? You know. So I'm not 100% sure how or why Robert removed it, but
Well,
there's a
you
reason.
got bombs strapped to high school teens and suicide. That's more than enough to cut
I
it out.
guess.
That's very controversial. And the last thing you want right now on your brand new show on season 1 is that, I guess, I mean, it would be publicity.
Yeah.
People would be like, but then again, it's a very sensitive topic. So
I'm kind of surprised again, like how popular this show is compared to just because of like the level of brutality it has. Like
It's a good story though. That's the thing. It's not
like
just the
like
brutality.
good, compelling stories.
like Battle Beast kicking the shit out of Invincible and him trying to run away from him. You know what I mean?
But it was a surprise. That's why. I mean, dude, like I didn't think that was gonna happen. I just thought he was another hired thug, and then all of a sudden he just comes out just swinging away at everybody like it's no big deal. Like what?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, Battle Beast is a tough cookie. So, but just wait until you meet the other Biltram fighters. So they're on a league of their own. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm hyped for season 2. That's all I could say. Can't come fast enough at this point.
Yeah.
So, hey,
So far, season 1 is A+ for you guys.
oh yeah,
It's
Yep.
an A-.
A-.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's an A+. It's good.
it's definitely my top animated shows ever.
Well, I've only been watching it since it debuted, so I'm
Hey.
been looking forward to every episode.
Yeah, I know I came in late, but I cleaned up strong. Don't worry.
I know, with Jester, like, he was just like, I guess I'll watch it, whatever. And then next thing you know, on the private chat, bro, I just got done with season 4. When's the next
When's
episode?
the next episode?
Like, what
Yeah,
the?
dude, it was amazing, man. I couldn't stop. It was great.
That's why when they dropped those first 3 episodes, I just binged through them, and I was like, okay, you got me the drip. Like,
Yep.
more.
I know.
Like,
I want some more.
so hopefully, yeah, they'll still do that with season 2 as well. And then with the boys, they did that first 3 episodes. Then
Yeah,
I think that's the play for Amazon. I think just to get people hooked, right?
it's a good way to go about it.
it
Netflix
is. Yeah,
will dump everything, and then Disney Plus will be like, nah, you're getting, well, for WandaVision, we got
once
2.
a week.
We got 2 for WandaVision.
And then 2
Falcon
1
and
1
Win-
1 1.
Yeah, for Falcon and Winter Soldier, we just got like one.
Yeah, but that was like a 15-minute episode, so basically
Yeah.
it's like a 2 episode thing from WandaVision.
but I feel like
Right.
Disney is doing it to where they're judging it based off how the story is, because right now with the Bad Batch premiering Tuesday, May 4th, they're releasing a 70-minute episode. So
Oh yeah.
instead of the normal, like, what is it, 30-minute episodes?
Are you guys excited about Loki at all?
No, but I'm excited to watch something new.
Mike,
I'm
are you
looking forward
excited
to
about
it.
Loki?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks
You-
cool.
We might finally see Mephisto, for Christ's sake.
Maybe.
He's never showing up.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But like I guess I told you before, when it comes to time travel, unless a Speed Force is involved, or a DeLorean, or a TARDIS, or or a phone booth with Rufus in it,
Mm-hmm.
time travel is lazy writing, but that's just me.
Well,
I agree with you on a level.
we'll have to see what they do with Loki, because it looks like they have that organization.
Yeah, I mean,
Goes with all that.
the premise is they're gonna try to fix the timeline to the way it was, because Steve Rogers is a selfish ass, fucking broke the timeline. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Alrighty. That's pretty much it for the episode.
I kind of binge watched throughout the last few weeks. I binge watched Peaky Blinders. like from season 1 to up to the this last season, and then season 6 is the next season that's coming up.
Uh-huh.
Um, I totally forgot on how much I really enjoy that show.
Where is that on? What show is that on? What
It's on
program?
Netflix.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother did mention earlier Peaky Blinders, and he said it's really good. It's very violent.
It again.
It's slow, dude. It's slow.
It's the slowest of slow burns.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
again,
good though.
Does it have a compelling story?
Yes.
when you think of redemption arcs, when you think of
Right.
like when shit doesn't go to when shit doesn't work for you and you don't have a plan,
Right.
and something always comes up and shit. So that's kind of the cool thing about that. And then the songs are good. It's loosely based on history because I
Okay.
don't think this shit is real.
Right. Right.
The
But
time it is
the time is like like
Yeah.
whatever. But
Right.
the people that they meet are real characters or real people in that time period.
Right. Right. That's
They're
interesting.
yeah. So it's a good watch. I also kind of sort of binged Shadow and Bone.
How was that?
Oh yeah, how was that?
Um,
That's the new
this
one, right? The new Netflix
yeah
series that just dropped.
yeah dystopian Victorian uh realm with if you mix in Avatar: The Last Airbender in it.
Hmm.
There's like people with abilities that can do like elemental stuff.
Interesting.
So you binged it? Did you like it?
It's like 6 episodes or 7 episodes, I think. It's not bad. Again, when I saw the trailers, like my wife and I were looking at it, and she is anti cringe actresses. Like there's like things that like about actresses that will remind her of like certain people like like Kristen Stewart from Twilight or something like that, or
Has
like
she seen Underwater? Have you guys seen Underwater?
what underwater.
No, the one with Kristen
The
Stewart.
the one with Kristen Stewart?
No, I
No,
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you should check that out because she
is
has a
it
good
on
performance.
HBO Max?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll go
Well,
check it out.
last I checked, it was. Yeah, check it.
But the again the Twilight version of Kristen Stewart, like the
Right,
one that
right, right.
with no emotions whatsoever, and the underacting and all that stuff, and all the little cringe whatever. She's very uh wary of shows like that. And I told her like this wasn't too bad. There's like some cringe moments, but again, it's not because of the actresses or the actors. It's just what it is. Like there's a couple of like storylines like that are like crisscrossing each other, and
Hmm.
then at the very last episode, then they kind of sort of meet, and which is
Kind of
kind of
like
nice.
Stranger Things.
No, like
No.
it's not. Like there's no Eggo waffles or
Well,
11
obviously
cringy or
not.
anything like that. So
Not in Shadow and Bone.
no, but it. If you guys are into like that kind of like dark dystopian type of stuff, that's something that you guys can watch for like it's 6 episodes.
I'll check it
So
out. I'll throw it on.
it'll you probably just waste 6 hours of your time if you don't like it. So
Well, I don't. I if it's no good in the first or two or first three episodes, like Pinhead
First
says,
three.
then yeah,
yeah,
I'm not.
You
I
I'm not
gotta
gonna
do it
finish
the
it.
Pinhead way.
there's airbenders. There's
Airbenders.
Hold on, don't say anymore. Like if I want to watch, I at least want to be somewhat surprised,
yeah
or
Airbenders.
yeah
This is not Avatar. This is not the Avatar.
bending my thoughts.
I mean, there's people that control wind. Let's say that, and there's people that control fire. There's people
Oh
that
God. Why is it like sound like Avatar: The Last Airbender?
no.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not. It's
Well,
not.
you're definitely steering us into
I am one of the most anti Avatar M Night Shyamalan movie person, and it's not like that.
Okay, okay.
There
I'm
there's
making
a there
sure.
they're,
Because the way you were pitching it,
they're very yeah they're very direct on pointing out like the differences between these guys and then the other people, and yeah. So yeah, I think you guys would enjoy it if it was you know.
Cool. Alrighty, Jester, you got anything?
No, man, I said my piece. I miss my boy Pinhead, and I enjoyed
man.
talking to Jesse at the movie. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
So yeah, hopefully we do get Pinhead back on the next episode. I am looking forward to our next private watch party.
Oh,
which
me too.
Should be Fast 9, the Fast Saga, baby.
Doesn't Black Widow come out before that?
No, Black Widow's in July. Fast 9 is in June.
Oh, man.
So
Fasten my news.
Wait, Pinhead agreed to it?
I don't know, but Jesse is game. Julie is excited to see Fast 9 on the big screen. When I showed her the trailer and she saw the car being magnetized, she was like, oh, she's like getting excited. Like, oh shit, okay. We're gonna see this on the big screen then. So yep.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy. So
it's not gonna be fun if you don't get to honestly rip through it because you got to see it. But we shall see. But yeah, I'm surprised that, as far as like, I'm sure there's other movies coming out, but not as big as those, obviously. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please make sure to follow us on any of our socials, whatever your preferred social media platform of choice is, whether it's Instagram. You can follow us at FMANDTB, and then on Twitter at FMANDTB podcast. And then you can follow me, of course, on Instagram at Filmmaker Mike, and then my TikTok at Jedi Mike 1138. I made a new TikTok there regarding the Californians who are enjoying the opening of Disneyland and like, oh my God, I'm home, or like, oh my God, it's been 400 plus days since I last had a Disneyland churro. Or I feel like I gotta make a part 2 to that TikTok. I just had a blast making that one. So
yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I enjoy.
Glad you guys enjoyed it. So I was hoping to get some traction too, because like everyone was like, posting about Disneyland. By the way, I did see a TikTok earlier, and this one got me excited for whatever reason. This got me excited for the next time I can visit Disneyland. This girl made a TikTok on the top 8 places or 6 places to take a nap at Disneyland. And it got me excited because it can get so exhausting when you're there, especially when you got little kids. And you're pushing a stroller, So the last time, there was a few times when we got a hotel relatively close to Disneyland. So what we would do, and we were there for like 2 or 3 days, what we would do is we would actually like after lunch, we would go out of the parks, back to the hotel, actually go to the hotel, take a nap, and then go back like early evening.
Before the fireworks.
For a few more rides, which is cool. But then that also wastes a lot of time because you're going to, it takes a lot of time. You're going to leave, you're going to come back, all that. So you're going to get everyone in the car, all that stuff. So two of the places that she recommended, I already enjoy taking naps at, or like even not a full nap, but like just like kind of closing your eyes a bit and then just kind of like enjoying the silence, or like, the top 2 was the animation lobby and California Adventure.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's loud, like the couches or the seating is so comfortable. It's nice and cold in there. Like, and people, like, a lot of people actually take naps there. And the other one was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep.
Because believe it or not, like, it's so dark and the boat moves so slowly, unless of course the boat behind you like smashes you from the back, like at that part. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, earthquake. But yeah.
There's one also. I don't know, but you might go mental if you stay there too long. but it's a small world ride.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
small
yeah,
world.
that's not
And
bad. Yeah.
It's one of the slowest rides ever, and if you don't mind the song going in your head over and over and over and
yeah,
over and 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 over again, yeah, then you'll be fine.
it is a
But
short ride though. The best one is the train around the park.
yep.
Yep. There you
That's a
go.
that's a good long sit.
Oh, and you know, to be honest with you, they don't even like let you, or they don't even tell you to get out like
No,
already.
no, you
They
can you can
just
just
go
go in
around.
circles. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep. Time to
exactly.
take a nap.
And then when
That's-
you feel that fresh California breeze, like
Shit, there's no fresh breeze in Anaheim anymore, man.
Oh, yeah, there
they cut
is.
down all the trees.
what are you talking about? There's lots of trees in Disney.
Oh, they took down all the trees so that they can put like that Star Wars crap.
Oh, dude, it's
No,
nothing.
there's a lot of trees there. I gotta commend their groundskeepers. Like the place looks beautiful.
It's nothing like the nice mist off the big sweaty guy you're sitting next to. That's
Yeah, I
cool
know, right?
enough.
Well,
I mean,
not anymore. Social distancing.
Social
Oh, yeah.
distancing.
Feet, buddy.
You can only have one chair over for the train, and then like
Dude, I'm sure they got vaccinated cast members like sitting in between other people, like, this is a happy place. We don't
yeah,
sit
right.
next
They
to each
can't,
other.
they can't do that.
I know, yeah, I know.
You know they're gonna get in trouble.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so whatever you say, social distancing it's got its pros and its cons. But like, yeah, stay 6 feet away from me.
get the fuck away.
Hey, I mean, at Comic Con, or whatever Comic Con you'd go to, the biggest complaint was, the body odor. Like people didn't shower. Like, holy shit, guys, come on. Like,
It gets
I mean,
sweaty in those suits, dude.
it's comic
yeah.
nerds and fucking video game nerds.
It's a bunch of
What do you
sweaties.
expect, man?
Walking
but then that's
around.
the thing. You gotta have really good deodorant. This would be a perfect time for
Nah,
an ad.
when I went to Phoenix, or when I went to the Phoenix Comic Con, I had me a fucking Febreze spray.
Wow, just spraying other people.
No, the little tiny one like this, and then like the person that was like searching it saw it. And he's like, what's the Febreze spray for? Can you smell the room? And then she looked at me. She's like, good point, thank you.
Dude, Kuya reminds me of a guy that's like spraying down smelly people with Febreze and then
No,
cutting.
I'll
kids'
I'll
balloons.
just walk past them and just like squirt it up, like,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, like people would turn around. Oh shit!
But now it would be Lysol. Like
Oh shit!
Kill all the bacteria.
I would be doing this. I would carry this motherfucker right here.
there you go.
This
You need a
disinfectant
tank.
spray.
You need a proton pack.
I mean, like,
blast them.
I mean,
like-
this.
Lysol busters or COVID
Wow.
busters.
Be like, fuck out of here, man.
Oh man.
Get away from me.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. Jester, you want to share your socials?
You can follow me everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's Sequester Jester, and you'll find me. Because yeah. So you can follow Pinhead at Pinhead198 on his Instagram and his YouTube channel.
And his Twitter.
And his Twitter now. That's right. I forgot he had a Twitter now.
Yep.
And Kuya, go ahead.
Just follow those guys, and please, for the love of God, ask some questions. Ask a lot of
Ooh,
questions.
That's yes. Ask lots of
Please,
questions.
lots of we're gonna be there's gonna be like a lull in our in our commenting on the various shows and all that stuff sometime, and we need to have questions asked.
Or there
Like,
could be no lull, and we could just do like.
Or we can we can also do all these things, and then because why the fuck do you guys have to put up with Kuya all the time?
We can.
That's a great
good question. Yeah, that is
That's
a
a
good
great
question.
question.
We can do our fast saga
Oh,
commentary.
Hey,
I don't like it. Done. Who's next?
I'm
man.
whatever. So
Yeah. Alrighty.
Alrighty, thank you guys for listening, and make sure to, if you're listening to us on Spotify, if you haven't tapped that follow button, please make sure you do so, and leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts because it will help the show. So wherever you listen to us, we'd love to hear a voice message from you guys. The link should be in the show notes. You can always leave us a message. Let us know where you're listening from. what platform you enjoy listening on, or whatever comments you guys have, whether you enjoyed Mortal Kombat or not, or Invincible as well, or whichever, any of the other films or shows that we've talked about. We just love to hear from you guys. It'd be nice, other than just seeing number of listens and streams and downloads. It would be cool to hear from our listeners out there as well. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening. Until the next episode, we will see you guys again, or you'll hear from us again soon.
We miss you, Pinhead.
Yeah, we miss you,
Bye.
See you
Pinhead.
soon.
See y'all.